Welcome to the another episode of Abstract Thesis series. In this series, we are digging deep into the Power BI concepts. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for our new video. Welcome to this video. If you remember in last video, what we have done is we have discussed how we can use one independent date table and we can get trend of our choice with the selected date. Now what we wanted to take up this time is we wanted to take up two ranges and wanted to compare. Now we already have this model where we have one independent table and one dependent table. So are we able to do it? So first thing what we have to do is we need to create a measure which actually follows the trade range. So if you remember, this was following last 12 months. So I can simply go ahead and look at this measure. So okay, fine. So if I don't add, subtract anything, I should be able to have a independent date measures. What I'm going to do, I'm going to explain you what I'm going to do out here. So I'm going to create a new measure. Now what should that new measure do is it should follow the date range, and because it is not connected, it's not going to follow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste this and I'm going to say is a range one. What I'm calling range one means it's following the date one, so it's range one. So we'll say okay, very simple stuff. The max is the max selected date 2 of date 2. Okay, and let's call it range 2 because we named that is date 2. And then we'll say min is all selected, whatever dates has been selected, and take a minimum out of it. And that's the best safest way you can take min dates. Now very simple stuff, calculate the net and filter the date. Now here we don't want to filter the date table. Now that's where I'm talking of difference, because I want two date ranges, so I don't want to filter the date table. So what I would like to go ahead and do is I'm going to filter my sales table itself. So I will say sales is my table, and okay, sales date is less than this one, and I'm going to take okay greater than this. We will do certain changes. I know that we need to do certain changes, not going to work out like this. So very simple stuff we have done. Now what we do out here is let's create a new page, and what we are going to do is, so I'm going to take two dates now. So we have date from the date 2 which we have taken, and let's create a range box around it. So range box, we got it, one go. Let's take another one, date from here, slicer, and another range box. Okay, range box 1, range box 2. Let's set up these. So we will set up July 2020, 31st July, sorry, 1st July, or actually we will take later. We will do. I was thinking having a month only. So because some of you many times have asked what happened month. So we'll do both things. We'll not restrict ourselves. Now I go August here and I go 2020, and in August I'll take 1st August, and then I take here, let me go to August, and let me take 31st. Okay, so now I have two date ranges. So now we know that we have a measure which is basically a range 2 which should follow this, and net is already following this. Okay, so so what we have to do is, now please remember, we can't combine these date range like this, so we need something common. So we take a date category, and we need to do more things. I'll tell you, just hold on. Now also let's bring one more visual. We'll take the sales date and we go to the sales table. We take the sales date out here. I'm creating one more visual, and let's, first of all, I'm going to put is range. Range is my measure, range 2. So I'm going to take range 2 and I'm put it here, and immediately you see something is coming null. Let's see why it is coming null. Okay, so we'll put range 2 out here, and then we go and put net here. Okay, net is the measure which we are looking at. So let's put the net measure also here. So we put net measure here. We start seeing something for net, we are not seeing for range 2. Okay, so now you might have asked question, okay, we have applied range on the sales, why you are not seeing the data out here for the range? Now net we are able to see why. Now thing is that the date which is joined has been, filter has been applied, so irrespective of what you do, you are not going to remove that filter. So we have not removed that filter right now. So let's first of all try to remove that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do one thing is, we're going to remove this filter. So what we need to say is, first of all, I just wanted to remove it on all date. So I say all date. Okay, I don't want any filter from date. So Let's see, does it work out for us? Still the date filter, we say okay, date, take all the date, still not working for us. Okay, try something else. Let's say remove filters. Okay, fine, we'll try in a different manner. We say okay, and so sometime when you want to try, I'll tell you one better way is just comment this and home and end, and then just have one more stuff out here is, let's say alt enter, and let me uncomment the second one, and let me say here date, and let's say all date. Okay, all date, and then we are going to do is date of date, and then we continue to do stuff. Okay, so let's see, does it work out? And we don't need to remove filters. Let's, okay, fine. So this time we are getting this data. Okay, and we started getting this data. Okay, so what we have done is we went to the date table, we say remove the date range and put the new date range. Okay, so now one date range is independent, one date range is from the dependent table, and now the thing we have to do is we have to go and validate these numbers. So now to validate these numbers, the first thing which we have to do is we need to validate these numbers. So let's create a new page and take month here from the date table and take the net and plot it. See, first thing, anytime we do anything, we have to just go and do that. So we take the net and we plot net out here, and we go down. So number for July is 66, and this is for August is 56. 66, 56 are the number we are looking at, and this is the range 2 is one which is there, 56 and then 66. So we are getting correct numbers. Okay, so this is the way. Now some of you might actually want month versus month, so let's do one thing. Let's create a copy of this page, and we say duplicate this page, and we call, let's call, first of all let's call it date range versus date range. Okay, and this is okay. Now we have to further go, and this is month versus month. Now this is month versus month, independent month. Okay, that's not set. So now what we are going to do is very simple things. Let's play around. So this was, let's say which date it was. This was date of date. So month here, we drag it here, we remove it. It's not going to select. Okay, it's not going to select. We have to go ahead and do the selection. So let's make it July, not 2019, 2020. July 2020. Let me make it a bit bigger so you can see it. Okay, 66. Now this is the one which we came. Now close this month here. We'll remove this, not get selected. Go back. August is the one we are looking for, August, and that's where we got August, the same numbers. So this is the way. See, so you need 2 months which you need to select and use them. Now both the months, now because we need to do it together, you know, if you look at one of my previous video, I divided the page into 2 parts, and with the same slicer I is able to you know, get July here and August in the second visual. But this is the same visual where I need July and August and using the 2 date slices. And now similarly you can use a change percentage over it. So you can go ahead and create a change percentage. So try this out. Do let us know what else you wanted to cover us in this particular series. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Keep watching, keep asking questions in comments, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for new videos. Thank you.